Steffes come in undefeated. They were 7-0 in the round robin. Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh were 5-2
in pool play. They defeated Scott Akatubby and Brian Lewis in our playoff match. First serve comes from Kent Steffes. Interesting story, of course. Steffes did not play here last year due to shoulder surgery. Cuervo played with Scott Akatubby. Tight set. Steffes is right there. Steffes on the board right away from the bad side. Tim Hopper.
As many points you get on that bad side, the good side will look that much prettier. That's a big play by Steffes putting that ball down. Woody's going to go up and stroke that ball.
Well, the players were warming up. Surprisingly, the wind seemed to drop a little bit, but it is gusting full bore again. Setting mistake by Dodd. 2-0 Cuervo and Steffes.
They've got to stop the bleeding right now, especially on the good side. Get the next 3 points, or they're in big trouble. Uncharacteristic set by Dodd, usually one of the best bump setters around.
This is exactly the opposite of the kind of start they wanted. They wanted a long side-out competition with Whitmarsh a chance to block some balls. Cuervo with the block. And Whitmarsh finally restores a little early order as Steffes is unable to make the overhand dig.
He's slapping himself for that. Steffes usually brings that ball up. Gives Dodd a chance to go back there and throw up some Manhattan Beach flutter ball into the wind.
He's trying to find it, wants to get one on the scoreboard right now. Cuervo and Steffes out to the early 2-0 lead. Whitmarsh with the block. Steffes with the trouble shot, just catches the end line.
Big block by Whitmarsh, throwing it back. Watch this ball drift onto the net. Whitty up and over, almost a held ball, but there is no hold ball anymore, Paul.
Working on Dodd. You see the ball just blowing around. Mike Dodd hits the ball and then he loses his hat in the wind.
It's a gusting wind. It's changed. It's not in really true directions. Right now it's kind of moving around left to right. Tough ball out there.
Who will settle down first? Nice set to Cuervo, and still jumps like he was about 25 instead of 35 years of age, tapping down over Mike Whitmarsh.
Up and over Whitmarsh from the net cam, sees the open sand, puts it right down.
Kent Steffes, his 9th year on the Pro Tour. Look at that! Cuervo and Steffes won the last 2 tournaments in Singer Island, Florida, and Fort Myers. Trying to make it 3 in a row in the state of Florida.
That's how they've been playing all weekend. Watch the reaction. Steffes ping-pong it over the cart right on the net, straight down. Better lucky than good. These guys are on fire right now.
Do you think Steffes has learned a lot defensively from Karch?
I would think so. Karch is definitely the best defensive player in the game right now. All you gotta do is watch. If you're playing with him every day, you gotta pick up your game.
Steffes, very intelligent. You played with him. You won with him right here on this beach. What's different about him today than when you played with him 4 or 5 years ago?
4 or 5 years, he was a little bit younger, a little bit cockier. Right now, he's a well-rounded player. Before, he was just on his ability. Now he knows the game.
Mike Dodd with the side out. Karch with the near dig. Do you think the shoulder surgery and the maybe insecurity that went along with it last year knocked him down just a little bit?
It definitely was a gut check for him, but he's come back strong, and he's hitting the ball as good as he did before his shoulder surgery.
Look at the wind blow. That ball is hit out of bounds, and Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh on the scoreboard now. They trail 3-1 to Cuervo and Steffes. Mike Whitmarsh, 12 victories during his career, his 6th year on tour. 6'7" out of San Diego. That ball pinged right in the corner.
Ken, keeping the ball in front of him, very important. I've been saying this all day. You got to keep the ball in front of you so you can stroke it to the ground. If it gets back over your head, you lose control of it. In this wind, you need the ball control.
Both Steffes and Cuervo in fabulous physical shape. And Mike Whitmarsh over the top and down.
Kemp's as big as I've ever seen him. He's muscular. Looks like he worked out real hard with the weights on his upper body.
I'll tell you a little bit more about his workout program in just a minute. It is intensive, as is Cuervo's. Look at that serve. The high loopy from the service line. Dodd pulling out one of the many tricks deep down into that big bag.
Look how high it was over their head. They couldn't touch it with the paddle. Watch this, up over the head and straight down. And Dodd planned that. He uses that serve in this high wind. I've seen it before. He breaks it out again.
Pete Sampras couldn't have touched that lob. All right, this is for the championship, the Cuervo Gold Crown, 1996 from Clearwater Beach. Ryan Steffes with a lead by 1. Eddie match, $100,000 on the line. Paul Sunderland with Tim Hovland. Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh, the number 4 seed coming in, going up against Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes, the number 1 seed.
Dodd and Whit have got to hold on this side and get some side outs because they're serving into that wind with Karch and Kent's big jump serve.
Kiraly and Steffes, their first trip through the good side. Pretty good saving attempt by Mike Dodd, but exactly what you were talking about. Karch just reared back, loaded up, and fired.
He's got watch this, right down the middle. Whit's got to step over and buffer that pass a little bit. Bring it up into the air, not too high, but towards the net. Dodd's not able to get it up, and big, easy point for Karch.
He needs to grunt like you always did. What was it you said? You said, hi. Karch going as hard as he can. This one will take some chances. They're on the good side. Theoretically, it's much easier to side out.
A lot easier to side out, even though it's gusting.
Whitmarsh, just the easy lobby serve to Karch. Dodd is there. Dig by Steffes. And nice play on the conversion by Kent Steffes. Steffes looks very, very good in this tournament so far.
He's really picked up his game the last few weeks. He started off a little shaky, but he's playing probably the best on the beach right now. Watch this, right on the net. Little cuff shot over the top, finds the sand.
Misses that serve out of bounds. Back-to-back service errors by Karch Kiraly, and then followed up by partner Steffes. 38-year-old Mike Dodd back to serve. Has won 4 Cuervo Gold Crown events. Boy, didn't you think there was a net on that play?
There was a massive net on that play. That was unbelievable.
John Featherstone, our umpire. Steve Burmaster up top. I thought that Karch Kiraly netted.
Oh, he wasn't even close. Feather was watching the ball instead of watching the net. That's a bad call. That's a bad no call.
Steve Burmaster.
Watch this right here. Karch.
Oh, yeah.
He almost lost a finger.
Hook, line, and sinker.
That's it.
He brought in the boat.
That's it.
Boy, big missed call. Mike Dodd offered Steve Burmaster his glasses.
The ref cam. I think he should be getting a little more heat right now. Obvious net, Paul. Obvious net.
All right, the players are going to take a break, particularly Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh, to let things cool just a little bit. Kiraly and Steffes lead by 2 from Clearwater. The 1996 Cuervo Gold Crown from Clearwater is being brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP, and by Miller Lite, because life is good. Side out by Mike Dodd. Now, I know, Tim, that you played much better when you were mad. How does Mike Dodd play when he's mad?
Mike doesn't get that mad, but Whitmarsh has got a temper that nobody really knows about. We'll just have to see how he reacts.
Oh, that ball might have been out of bounds. Good top spin and into the wind. Hard cross-court kill from Kent Steffes.
Dodzy always said play the close ones, and I don't play that close one too. If it's going to hit the line, take it.
That's a good point, especially in this breeze.
Oh, yeah.
Steffes with another dig. Oh, look at that turn by Kent Steffes. Off, as you mentioned before, a great jumper's beach. Hard pass.
Great jumper's beach, and Kent can jump too. The key to that was the set. Karch put him right on the net with some forward spin. He's putting on the ball. Ball control of the net. Kent puts it away.
Working on Whitmarsh. Another dig by Kent Steffes, but the wind just takes that ball right out of play.
You really got to have a buffered dig on that ball to keep it in play. Whitmarsh getting up and hammering with little authority that time, not like before.
Kiraly and Steffes lead 5-2. Mike Dodd with a very short serve to Karch Kiraly. Bad set. These two teams have given all of us so much over the last couple of years, and maybe we're just starting on another one.
Dodd, he put that point away. He knows he needs it on the bad side.
Steffes with a ball handling error, serving Karch short. And Karch with a chop. Why do you think the strategy of serving Cuervo short?
Just like before, they want to take away his approach, bring him into Whitmarsh's zone. Whitmarsh is a tall 6'8", big arms. Bring Karch in. Yeah, if you can't have that approach, you can't jump quite as high.
Cuervo with a jump serve. And a good one. Pretty good set, but Mike Dodd stuffed by Kent Steffes.
Steffes a good blocker himself. That ball is just a little too close, even though it's a tough set. From the net cam, Steffes reaching over, putting it down. Fired up Karch. Pinky hat's going back for another bomb.
Cuervo and Steffes looking to make it 3 in a row on the AVP Tour. This is the first major of the year. Yep, this is the first major of the year, and old Pinky Hat and his partner have got their game faces on. But don't count out Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. We'll take the side change. Dodd and Whitmarsh trail by 4, but remember last year, they came way back to win the tie. Here on the Gulf shores of Florida, Cuervo and Steffes lead 7-3 in our championship match. You know, the Olympics are just 3 months away, and for the first time, beach volleyball is a full medal sport. Karch Cuervo won gold medals in '84 and '88, playing with traditional volleyball for the United States indoors. And our Sam Lagana asked him about the upcoming beach volleyball trials.
Karch, the Olympic trials coming up real soon. What is it going to take to advance out of the Olympic trials, and how are they going to be structured?
The bulk of the trials will be happening on a Tuesday and a Wednesday in early June in Baltimore, and that's where all the top AVP teams will be playing. That'll be a double elimination tournament. They reduce it down to 3 teams, and then they'll join a 4th team that was exempt from most of the trials, Carlos Briseño and Jeff Williams, and they'll play a 4-team double elimination tournament over the weekend, and the top 2 from that qualify for the Olympics.
Is this a double elimination tournament, single elimination tournament? How is it set up?
Both parts of the tournament are double elimination.
Karch, you guys come into the trials, let's say you're 10 weeks into the season. You guys have been having an outstanding season, and yet you're sick the week into the trials. What's that going to do for your Olympic qualification opportunities?
It's gone. It doesn't matter if you're injured or sick or just have a poor weekend. That is your only chance to qualify for the Olympics. Got to have a good weekend.
There is Karch Cuervo, 2 gold medals to his credit indoors. Maybe he will get 3. And of course, the inaugural beach volleyball Olympic Games coming up in Atlanta. Fabulous stadium, great facilities there. I'm not sure it's quite as good as this.
I don't think so.
But it's pretty good. I think the fans will really enjoy beach volleyball Olympic style. It just shows you how much the sport has grown. It's because of events like this, like the Cuervo Gold Crown. $100,000 in prize money. This is a big event.
Big event. This is the Cuervo is the Manhattan Open, the U.S. Championship. That's the 5 crowns, I call them. You want this first one to start it off.
The first major of every season is the Clearwater Cuervo Gold Crown Tournament for $100,000. Karch Cuervo is currently the leading money winner on the AVP list with just under $100,000 overall, followed by Jose Loyola. Good call by Mike Whitmarsh. Mike Dodd, formerly known as the line man, goes that direction over the top.
Good communication by Whitty. Sees the court, Dodd executes perfectly. Whitty's got to get back there and mix it up a little bit and then get to the net. Big jump through.
Dodd and Whitmarsh on the good side, trail by 4. We'll see what the next differential is. Karch with the cutting cross court.
Rumor had in the net this weekend that Karch has got a sore shoulder, they're saying. I think they're going to him because of that. I don't think he's putting a lot of heat on the ball, but he's watching, he keeps it in front of him and puts it on the ground. It doesn't matter if it's straight down or dink, as long as it hits the sand.
Cuervo, of course, played so many thousands of matches indoors and out. Never really known him to have a serious injury. Nice block by Mike Whitmarsh on the play at the net.
Right in Whitty's zone, and he's got his rally cap on now. Whitty getting over the net right here, throwing it down inside of Karch. Saving play.
Mike Dodd to serve. His team trailing 7-3. Tough serve. That ball tapped just out of bounds.
If you're watching Carcho, he's not putting a lot of heat on the ball. He's moving the ball around, so there could be a little truth to that.
Although Karch plays very conservatively with a lead and with an off play. He wants the opposition to earn one, but here he misses one out of bounds.
It's not that easy to hit out here anyway, but I'm saying he's not putting as much heat as he usually does on the ball.
Just chopping it around. And Kent Steffes with the side out. Well, Dodd Whitmarsh got 1 point from the good side. They've closed the lead now of Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes down to 7-4. Can't get over the size of this crowd.
Great.
This is just as big as I've ever seen.
And they're volleyball educated too. They come here knowing what's going to happen.
Tight set. Dodd over the top and out of bounds. And they give one up from the good side. That's like worth 2 points.
Yes. Double jeopardy.
Game.
Double jeopardy right there. Mike hitting a little bit long. Needs a big side out right here.
Kirai continues to serve. Tight set. Steffes with the stuff block.
Steffes is playing very well this weekend. He's playing like this. The last 3 weeks, he's unstoppable. A little too close. That was Whitmarsh's fault. Dodd trying to use him. Steffes over the net, throws it down.
Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes, the most dominant team in the history of the Gold Crown. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. There is the side out.
Stop the bleeding, Mike. Nice shot.
5-point deficit. They're going to come and talk about things just a little bit. This team has become very close, much like when you played with Mike Dodd. Great chemistry and can never count him out.
Never count him out. Just when you do, he's right back on you.
The serve going to Kent Steffes and sneaks it down the sideline and in. Mike Whitmarsh cannot believe that ball was in.
When he wants that one back, went right under his elbow. He's over a little bit further, just throwing that down. Right here, just on the line. Steffes hits that line pretty hard too. In the tournament, probably hits it 30 times.
Dodd over the top, Karch. Good call by Steffes on the cut.
Whitty's got to move his legs a little bit and send that ball a little bit off the net. That thing's drifting a little bit too close. This is the end of the play. Karch seeing it. Little roll shot to the open sand. Easy point.
Ryan Steffes just running away right now. Mike Whitmarsh with the kill. I agree with you. Whitmarsh setting Dodd too close, and Steffes really getting out of the sand, becoming an intimidating blocker in this game.
He's jumping high, as high as I've ever seen him. The beach is a jumper's beach too.
Dodd and Whitmarsh in the same situation last year against the Brazilians. And doing the same thing to come back. That's their game. Patience, side out, and then every once in a while, the big guy just blocks out the sun.
Not this time, says the big Whitty, throwing it down. Never twice.
Mike Whitmarsh with the stuff block. We're going to take the side change and a timeout here on the beach of Clearwater, Florida. Part of the big crowd enjoying it. Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes right now doubling up on Dodd Whitmarsh, 10-5. Very special guest. Sammy?
I am courtside with Scott Mueller, the public relations manager for Jose Cuervo. And Scott, a lot of talk about this incredible island. Is this place...
Dodd and Whitmarsh. Good news is they've closed down the lead a little bit. The bad news is they're on the bad side. Got to convert here. Dodd with the score.
Just when you count them out, they're back in the hunt. Big point on the bad side. Karch still hasn't really hit a ball. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. But look, it's a roll. Dodd's putting it straight down.
I'm with you. I mean, I know Karch taps the ball around an awful lot, but he has not really swung hard at a ball yet. Right to win. Whitmarsh with the kill.
And they're going crazy here in Clearwater. Back to Whitty, hitting the line. Can't get there. They might need a little sand timeout.
They're thinking about it right now. You can tell by looking at them. They're talking to John Featherstone, the umpire, asking about their timeout situation. Dodd Whitmarsh trail by only 3, and they will take a sand timeout. Kirai and Steffes use their first 20-second sand timeout.
Dodd is really hot. Going good. Too much muscle. He hasn't been pounding the ball. The ball's off the net. Drop back, dig the ball, put the ball away.
I think that's a great idea. Karch Kirai, now 35 years of age, and with an ace up the middle. The first point Kirai and Steffes had scored in a long time. They had a 10-4 lead. Dodd Whitmarsh closed it to 10-7 before the ace.
Karch's second ace of the game at a big time in the match.
Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh going to take a timeout here. Big service ace by Karch Kirai.
Karch knows the timing of the game. He can feel the momentum switching. It's up to him to bring it back to his side and get a couple points and switch the bad side 12-8.
Karch Kirai has won 113 tournaments during the course of his career, and remember, spent some of his best, what could have been outdoor years, playing on the beach. Mike Whitmarsh in the net, 12-7. Kirai and Steffes. Back-to-back points after Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh had made their move.
Whitty comes lumbering along here, almost takes out Kent, hits the net. That'd have been a heck of a collision. From the net cam, Whitty doing the limbo, not low enough.
Tough jump serve by Kirai. Boy, look at that shot by Mike Dodd. We even have a name for that.
The reverse pokey. I've seen it at Marine Street a few times.
The reverse open-handed palm pokey. Look at that.
That is beauty at its best right there. That's 20 years of experience coming out in one great play.
Joust coming. Good set by Whitmarsh. Blocked by Kirai.
Karch just timing that block, like throwing it straight down, almost hit his feet. Look at this. Great block. It was on the antenna. He uses the antenna, brings it back in, throws it in the middle of the court.
Steffes with the jump serve. Tight pass. Karch is there again. Kirai for the kill. The rally of the match so far. Karch Kirai, a couple of digs on hard-driven balls, and then all over the cut shot from Mike Dodd.
What can you say about that ball? Except put it away. Karch is on fire. One more look here. Great cut shot. Karch laying it out, bringing it straight up. Kent with a nice set. Karch from the right says, my time.
My time indeed. Kirai and Steffes have won this tournament a couple of times before. They're just 2 points away for another Cuervo Gold Crown in Clearwater. It's worth $100 grand. You see why. Huge enthusiastic crowds. And Mike Whitmarsh over the top.
Great save by Whitty.
Dodd winner down 13-7. On the good side, they have got to get all 5 on the good side, do they not?
No doubt about that. Karch gets to 14, it's as good as over. Keep it at 13, you got a slim shot.
Going to Steffes, surprisingly. Dodd is there. Dodd with a deep shot to the corner. What an unbelievable read and conversion by Mike Dodd.
Mike is using that deep shot better today than I've seen all year. He's using that wind, bringing it down over Karch, and using and the jump serve also. He needs a couple aces would be great right now.
Still able to do it, and do it extremely well at the age of 38. That sets back a little bit. Dodd was there.
Dodd wants that one back. A little bit low, but right in his wheelhouse. You can bring that up 9 out of 10 times.
Talked about Karch Kirai winning 113 tournaments. 11 of them have been Gold Crown events. Look at that, another tight set, but Kent Steffes into the net. Huge break for Dodd and Whitmarsh.
Huge break. Kent sprung out of the sand like Michael Jordan over Whitmarsh here. Watch this. Nice recovery. Ball's on the net. Kent was way over Mark. Heck of a jump.
Great pass by Kirai. I think he's warmed up his shoulder just a little bit.
That was his first real hit, and that was a real hit. Cross-court angle, cutting the pie quite thin.
Kent Steffes now fully recovered from shoulder surgery last season. He has looked great this weekend, particularly on defense. Steffes from well back. Oh, Kirai was there. Little hubby-wife defensive action. Steffes might have taken it away from him.
They're both going for it. That's fine. You mentioned they have 11. That Karch has 11. Kent has 10. Watch this, though. Mike Dodd right down the middle. Both of them go for it. They're ref cam. And there's his hand. It's down.
The referee gets in the way again. Dodd from the left. And he scores again. Deep cross-court corner. Here they come. 13-9.
Never count them out.
Have not had a lot of long side-out streaks. Very, very difficult wind conditions. Kent Steffes and Karch Kirai take a full timeout. Dodd and Whitmarsh have 10,000. Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh trying to mount or continue another comeback against Kirai and Steffes. Dodd with the dig. Looking for 10. Yes! Yes!
Hey! Woo! Dodd magic right here. Classic performance. Digs his ball up. Right here. Hits the net, trickle down. Just as good as a straight down hit.
Said they had to get all 5 on the good side. They've got 3. Whitmarsh is up. They've got 4.
Hey! The momentum is switching again. 13-11. And Doddsy and Whitty are on a roll.
And Mike Dodd is doing it with great jump serving. Not necessarily heat, but superb location. That was heat.
That was heat. Karch knows he can feel the pressure. He's got to bring it back again. Breaks out the howitzer and puts it away. Crowd going crazy for Whitty Dodd.
You see 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Plenty of time remains. I think this right now is a huge play. Dodd and Whitmarsh have expended a lot of energy to get back to 13-11. Very smart. They take a timeout.
Dodd knows this game like the back of his hand. They're a little tired. They're just back in this game. You need to side out right here to put the pressure.
There you see the all-time Cuervo winners. Karch Kirai, 11. 9 with Steffes, 1 with Frohoff, 1 with Akatabi. Kent Steffes, St. John Smith, Randy Stokos, Tim Hovland, 3 with Mike Dodd, 1 with Kent Steffes.
That's right.
You've got a lot of money spread around this court.
Bring it back.
Absolutely. Dodd with the kill.
They look so relaxed right now. They're siding out a lot better. They made mistakes at the middle of that game, sent the ball too close, but they look so relaxed. Good siding out.
Maybe the best comeback team in the world in beach volleyball right now. Sets off a little bit. Oh, Whitmarsh. That would have been an unbelievable play.
That would have been unbelievable.
He is doing things as a volleyball player that just amaze me.
The basketball that let in gave him the ability to move his feet to run around. Watch this play. That's an athletic move right there. Coming down, almost getting that ball up.
Steffes to serve. He has had good success. Mike Whitmarsh taking another 20-second timeout.
You're saying, I didn't think Cuervo that Kent Karch won 6 in a row.
Right.
That's unbelievable.
Every tournament, 93 and 94.
I was there.
$300,000 they took home from those 6 tournaments. Karch,
in a row,
during the course of his Cuervo career, has won, just in these events, $515,000.
That's a career for some people. For a lot of people.
You're darn right. And going for another one. Karch Kirai trying to make it a dozen. Dodd misses it long. Wow.
Oh, boy. Just out. Backs against the wall, going to the bad side.
Mike Dodd.
Dodd came in a little quick, hit it back over his head, cuffed him a little bit, just drove it out.
It was a tough chance, but that may well be the difference in the match as Karch Kiraly go to championship points and to the good side. Back with much more. The Cuervo Gold Crown after this break. Kiraly, Kent Steffes 1 point away from the championship. The team that's trying to hold him off is standing by with our Sam Lagana.
Mike Dodd, you guys have had some success on the bad side in this game, but you got a lot of momentum going right now. What are you going to have to do to stave it off and come back and win this?
Sammy, we're going to have to get 5 or 6 side outs in a row. I think if we can do that, we're going to tighten this thing up and make a go of it. We just got a side out. They're going to be beating the ball. They're on the good side now. Our backs are to the wall. We got to nut up, get some siding out, and put some pressure on defense.
Good luck to you. Get back out there. Back up to you, Hob and Paul.
Thanks very much, Sam Lagana. Mike Dodd telling it like it is. 5 or 6 side outs, among other things, and up in some of the sky boxes here at our nearby hotel and host.
Just a great spot for a tournament here.
The DoubleTree Inn, which is just courtside. Our host here when we're in Clearwater. Fabulous place to stay. Dodd off of Kiraly for the side out.
Mr. Steady. When the going gets tough, Mike Dodd's right there.
He will never, I don't think he will ever give it away or choke. You're going to have to beat him.
You beat him. There's no giving it up. The crowd fired up for MD.
Going deep to Steffes. Dodd with the cut shot!
Woo! Imposing it down. He can feel it.
The one-arm stab, but then the set was 12 feet off the net, and he sliced him off.
Best cut shot in the business right there, MD.
14-12, back to Steffes. That ball side out down the line. Kent Steffes coming under the net, incidental contact, no call made.
If he comes in even if the ball's down, it's continuation. I think Whitmarsh hit him into the net, no call.
Kiraly serving for the championship. Would be his 12th title. Miss serve.
Crowd goes crazy. Everybody wants Dodd and Whit. And they can feel it.
Whitmarsh will serve. All 6-7 inches of him and rush to the net. Going on Kiraly. Oh, Dodd almost there.
Dodd's laying it out, gets his paw on it, but can't bring it up. Now watch out for Kent. Kent is famous for ending matches with the ace. When I played with him, he did it like 2 or 3 times. It's something he likes.
Championship point number 2. Perfect pass. Blocked by Kiraly. That's it. Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes win the Cuervo Gold Crown here in Clearwater. They will split $100,000. Karch Kiraly has won 12 Cuervo titles. Now Kent Steffes 11. Well, your thoughts, especially on the comeback of Dodd and Whitmarsh.
Showing what a class act, what a great team they are. Never giving up, putting the pressure on, turning the tables against Kent and Karch in the biggest tournament of the year so far. That was a great turning by Mike and Mike.
The first major of the year, the Cuervo Gold Crown, goes to Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes, 15-12 over Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. Tim, let's take another look back at championship point.
Karch knows he wants to finish his game. Kent with a nice serve. Dodd is a good set, but cross court, Karch says, my ball. Going back down, Mike Cuervo, 12 of them.
Standing by with the champions, Sam Lagana. Sam, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Paul.